Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and this is probably the biggest update they've done since Arise. Not probably, this is definitely the biggest update they've done from Arise, and many people are actually going to argue this is more, and I kind of think it is more for especially veteran players. So this is really exciting, and we are going to go through all of the things, and it's going to be a long time, so strap yourselves in. I'm going to clean my glasses a little bit, and we're good to go. So much stuff. I'm gonna jump through a lot of this because there's literally so much. We have 4 videos to watch, so you know, here we go. First off, Valentine 22 is the password for the box. This is going to be 300k gold and 3 leaves. Next up, we have Prince's game here, and this is going to be the side story with Vivian, Cowrick, and some other people, hopefully. There's also 2 limited artifacts, which we'll see in a second, and an eye level 88 piece of pen set. Pen set stat, pretty fantastic. It's missing HP instead of defense, and it's missing crit damage instead of maybe defense there, I'm not sure, but it's still a fantastic piece. It can still roll really well, and you should be pretty happy to try to roll this. As for the new side story, it's again an entirely new way to do a side story. First time they've tried this one again. Gonna be really interesting. I think a lot of these have failed, but hopefully they just keep getting better each time, and we find our way into a side story. Like they're really trying to make them work, right? You can tell they're trying to make them work. So we'll see how this one does. Then we have our artifact, my lord. That stance is insane. So the Empress pairs up with the Emperor. Both of these do the exact same thing essentially, but they work in reverse and work together, if that makes sense. So if one person has the Empress and that's all that's on your team, that person is going to get 12% attack at max level. If you have one person with the Emperor and no Empress, that person is going to get 12% defense. But if both of them are on the team at the same time, they're going to get 12% attack and 12% defense each, which is okay. I was going to say it's great, but it's kind of just okay, you know? It is not 24, it will be 12% of each. So keep that in mind when they're going. Kind of a cute little pairing. I do like the idea behind it, and I do love the art. So we do have that going for us. Boobs. But we do have the video to watch here as well, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we'll watch that. That's a video for sure. You're going to want to see this in full HD. So let's bring that up here. Hopefully this doesn't blast your ears. So this is going to be the Vivian skin.
How dare you? How dare you? Unleash my power.
So good. Epic pass. Here it comes. Watch this. Watch this. What a ridiculous pose. What an absolutely ridiculously amazing pose. So let's go back into this, and I think we're gonna have to watch a video again in a second, but that's okay. So yeah, that's the pose here. I had to save screenshot it because it's like, really? This is your pose? So the Epic Pass is coming. This is going to come on the 17th after maintenance, which is actually tomorrow, so you'll be able to pick that up. It is not a character. Don't worry, there's 2 characters to see in this, and then a future announcement of a character as well. So you've got, sorry, you've got a lot to look at. You definitely have a lot to look at. I'm so sorry, it's late. We have Vivian drop rate up. This is coming after maintenance tomorrow. We have Iseria drop rate up coming after maintenance tomorrow. And then we have Cowrick on the maintenance afterwards coming up. All of those are great. Why did I save this? Oh yeah. So we have some cool things, specifically Ancient Inheritance is coming. This is the guild event thing. They posted a super hilarious showcase of it. I can't even explain what it is, but it's amazing. If you can find that, you might have to go to their Twitch VODs to see it. I maybe will try to link it in the description below if I remember. Absolute hilarity. Make sure you watch that. It explains what it did very well. But the long and the short of it is we are getting the guild stuff very, very soon. I believe it was the 21st, so 4 days from now. Also, we're going to get 70 Covenant pulls, so 10 a day. We're also going to get 500 energy a day. We're also going to get 1 million gold a day for this login. So 7 million gold. Wait, I don't know if it's 7 million gold. I don't want to get people excited. I think it's just 500,000 gold or 500 energy and 1 million gold, not 7 million. That makes more sense. And then this is 7 times over. We then have the Ancient Inheritance. I'm not really going to go over this, but there are some pretty sweet pieces of gear. Health, speed, effect resistance, and effectiveness. Wish that was defense, but it is what it is. Again, watch the video if you want to see it. We have the Arena Conviction Season Rewards, and it's going to give us a date as well here. Speaking of the Arby skin, that's video number 2 we get to watch. So there's so much today. It's insane. There's literally so much. So let's go watch the Arby skin, and I believe it's this one.
Those who trust the world are either too naive or too innocent.
It's not.
And I'm neither of those.
It's not Girl Vildred, sorry.
I don't regret the path I set upon. Do not expect mercy.
0 crit, so he's got him built just like me.
Lies on the tip of my sword.
Really cool showcase. I propose we call him Spider-Arby Man because of his chest piece there. Maybe like Venom works too, but pretty cool skin. I like it. I don't know. It's definitely better than the original. I don't really like the original and how it stands, at least personally. So that's fantastic. I know a lot of people are really going to be happy about this skin. So let's go back into this here. What do we have? We have the skin, as we can see. We have another picture of the skin. I was going screenshot crazy, okay? There was so much going on. So World Arena Conviction Season is ending on the 26th, so 10 days from now. Make sure you get Master. I haven't done it yet. I'll probably do a couple videos on it. We also have the skin shop for Ruel of Light, if you're wondering when that comes. We also have balance adjustments coming in. This is February's balance adjustments, and these are happening tomorrow after maintenance. So let me know which of these units you want to see me use. Obviously, I'm going to be using Solitaria ASAP. I'm going to be using Designer Lilibet. I don't think I'll use Lilibet or Celine since I don't have them really mullet, and I don't have, yeah, I do have Sinful Angelica, but I don't have her built. And I might try Chloe and Wyvern just to see how she works. So, yeah, and I also have Inos built up too. Let me know who you want to see in the comments down there below. We also have a balance survey, and I can't believe how much they stress this. They stressed how important this balance survey is, and it's coming out on the 25th, which is a Friday, and I'll make sure to post it on Discord and Twitter and stuff like that as well. Make sure you fill this up. They made the impression that it is very, very important. So we have 2 pre-bans for the next World Arena season. This is amazing. Anything to ban more people in RTA makes me happy. You know, like there's so many problem units. Just getting rid of them is a good way to get rid of them and have fun without nerfing them so people aren't pissed, you know, like an indirect nerf. So I really, really, really hope that they move forward with stuff like this. And they are gonna move forward with stuff like this because Epic 7 World Championship 2022 is coming up with increased monetary prize. Last year it was 50,000, so it'll probably be, you know, 51,000 this time. But they wouldn't put increased monetary prize unless it was substantial. So I imagine it's about 100,000 is my guess. I think they want that 6-digit number, right? Going to 75K is obviously like more and really cool, but they don't get to say 6 figures, right? They don't get to say that. So I think it's going to be 100,000, and I guess we'll see. Also, the cool part is the introduction of the E7WC mode is scheduled for May, and this means it's a 3-round series. You queue up with somebody or against somebody. I'm not sure how it'll work, and there's 3 rounds of stackable bans. So the people you ban in Battle 1 are banned for Battle 2. So you ban the people in Battle 2 after, and then the Battle 3 people are just like the sketchiest units ever because everybody's banned or used, right? So that is insanely cool. And next up we have, oh, spoiler, Next up, we have another character coming, and apparently you have to be champion or higher for the pre-ban to be in effect. So let's go watch the next video, and this is, I think, what I'm most excited about. No, there's like 2 more things I'm actually most excited about. So here we go.
If you can't accept it, let's just fight again. Although it'll turn out the same way. I'll put an end to this. Ultimate!
I tried to pause it, sorry.
To exceed one's limit is impossible without exerting an extraordinary amount of effort.
안녕?
Okay, so that is her. I want to see her thighs again, so let's just go a little bit further here. Right. So cool. Such a cool. So everybody hates me right now. I just got like 7 dislikes for that. Either way, here we go. Let's take a look at Hwa Young. Hwa Young, I don't know how to say the name. Fire Warrior. So, we can see her VA is Gentle Hawkins. You can go IMDb her if you want. And we have her stats. So she's obviously a unit with a lot of attack. She's got 1510. And usually that implies that they can't crit, and that is true for her. Her self-imprint is attack percent, and she's got pretty good baseline stats. One thing to note is she has really high defenses, 6200 health, 627 defense. Those are fantastic defenses. Also combine that with not having to get critical hit chance or critical hit damage. So this is a character you can really stack out those 3 main percents: attack, health, and defense, while also getting speed. Usually that's one of the problems with DPS like this, is you have to get crit rate, crit damage, and then your defenses lack. So Prairie Hawk here is her, what skill is this? Skill 2. And this makes it so she can't crit, but attack increased by 35% up to 50%. Yeah, 50%. And also damage suffered from a critical hit decreased by 30%. And also at the start of the battle and at the end of each turn, or her turn, grants a barrier to the caster for 1 turn. Barrier strength proportionate to the caster's attack. In the video, it did not look like that was a very big barrier, but it should still be good enough, especially since it's at the start of the turn and after she takes her first turn. So that's pretty cool. The other thing here is Emperor's Flaming Strike. This is her skill 3, and this dispels all debuffs from the caster, attacks with a secret technique, grants immunity to the caster for 2 turns, and penetrates the target's defense. Full pen. And when the target's max health is greater than the caster's max health, damage dealt increases proportionate to the difference up to a maximum of 100%. So it does a lot of things, and this is a 3-turn cooldown, I believe, with this, and an extra turn. And that's why the immunity lasts for 2 turns here, because it does grant an extra turn. So you don't want to just get rid of the immunity right away. And the extra turn is fantastic when combined with Prairie Hawk, because let's say you start off your turn, she takes some damage, or you start off the battle, she takes some damage, her barrier goes away, she takes her turn, does that work how I think it works? Let's just say she has a barrier, she Prairie Hawks, they counterattack, get rid of her barrier, end of the turn happens, she gets her barrier back. Which is pretty sweet, right? And after every attack, she'll get her barrier back. So she kind of protects herself from counterattacks, is what I'm trying to say, by burying herself afterwards and having them remove their barrier first, and then, you know what I'm trying to say. It makes sense. Hopefully it works in practice. And her skill 1 is just a 15% CR boost, but more importantly, inflicts additional damage proportionate to the caster's attack whenever, regardless of whether the attack hits when she's buffed. And of course, she self-buffs with immunity here, and removes all debuffs. So she will remove unable to be buffed, and then immunity herself, and then gets an extra turn, and then does the stuff like this. There are problems, though, with stuff like REM, lowering cooldowns or buff durations and stuff like that. So I guess we'll see how this works. But I really like this kit. I think it's really unique. I think it's really fun. And I am unbelievably excited to try her out and see what kind of builds we can do with her. And the cool part is this artifact I really like. So this increases her attack by 10%, and that's static, so it doesn't change. And if she doesn't crit, which is obviously going to happen with a single attack, has a 100% chance to burn for 1 turn. So I'm not sure how valuable this is, but remember burn scale with attack, and she's going to have a lot of attack. It's going to land every time, but at the same time, you know, she doesn't have effectiveness. She won't have effectiveness. There's no real reason to build her that way. So I'm kind of curious how worthwhile this is going to be. That said, one of the best arts ever. I love it. And then we have her drop rate up for Hwayoung on the 24th. So not this week, but next week. And it comes with indestructible gators as well. There's so much more, by the way. Also, her side story starts tomorrow. So her side story is going to be out and we can't summon her yet, which is kind of sad because I want to summon her. Apparently has a lot to do with Ken as well. Ken is her master. We then have the January boss rotation. Nice copy and paste with Destructive Gigantes, Brutal Ferris, Thankfully, and Blooming Slag Lich. We also have Expo changes. I don't know what yet, but they did mention Expo changes. I just wrote that in there. We then have, oh, spoiler. We have a video to watch. And this one I love to death. The VA for this one is absolutely adorable. This is one of those ones I really recommend watching the full video so you can say the KR version of it. It's hilarious.
Watch and learn, kitten. You and I are worlds apart.
I love how she says worlds. Oh my god.
Star of this show. The winner of this tournament is going to be me. Because I bought off all the judges.
How cool is that? And that is Olivia Hack as well. And let me check what she does. I know she's in a lot of stuff. She's in Persona 5 Royal. She's Silk and Armin already. She also is... I know she's in a lot more. Ty Lee from Avatar. She is... I'm looking for more because I know there's a lot. She's Shion from Xenosaga. I know that's a popular character. She's in quite a bit and she does a really good job. So really happy with that VA and really excited to see more. So I actually think I forgot to copy and paste a lot of her stuff. So we're gonna go through that together here. And look at her stats. Where are her stats? Where are her stats? Here we go. And one thing I did say like a month ago was that they're gonna have to start doing light and dark units of opposites. Like if they had light Armin, they're gonna have to do dark Armin because they're running out of characters and they're announcing ML Pity. So it only makes sense for them to add more characters in, right? So we knew this was, well, we pretty much knew this was coming. So a lovable villain, an arrogant lady. I think she's hilarious. She doesn't need friends. She buys them, she says. She's got a 115 speed, 6k health, 614 defense, and critical hit chance as the imprint concentration, which is kind of interesting. And her skill 2, Catch 'em, is insane and really might blow things wide open. I'm really interested to see how this plays out. But what this does, after she's attacked, not crit, not anything like that, just straight up attacked, has a 30% chance to increase the critical hit damage of the front unit and makes them counterattack, which seems insane. So has to be attack, can't be a counterattack, can't be an extra attack. So it has to be like a straight up AoE that hits her or a single target attack that hits her. But a dual attack I don't think works. A counterattack won't work either. Seems insane getting that. There's a lot of combinations you can think of, like Spectre Tenebra, for example, or Landy. Let's actually watch the clip because they did use Landy. So shows the attack. She gets critical hit damage in the counterattack and gets boosted up. So that's pretty sweet there, right? And Bad Cat Armin is this it? Yeah! Attacks the enemy with a huge explosion before granting increased speed, the caster for 2 turns, and barrier to all allies for 2 turns. Damage dealt proportionate to her max HP. Kind of makes me wonder if she's meant to be a DPS because she has the crit rate stuff. So if she actually going to do good damage with this, I'm really interested to see like a more offensive version of Armin than her counterpart, right? So speed buff and barrier is pretty sweet, and an attack. So interesting to see. And then her skill 1 is something else. Her skill 1 is an attack. It injures and when it's on the caster's turn, it changes into an AoE attack and doesn't trigger a dual attack. So we'll see how this works. Basically, it looks like Green Armin's skill 2. Puts her shield up in the air and then, or sword up in the air, and then it goes like that, just like Armin's skill 2. So we can see it doesn't really do much damage here, which is kind of weird with the self-imprint of crit. I'm kind of wondering how that's going to work. But yeah, let's get back into this here. I think I have some of the pictures, but I didn't get all of them. We have the Mystic Rotation coming up, and there's so much more. We're not even close to done, by the way. Mystic Rotation coming up on the 24th, and with this Mystic Rotation, I think this is the next slide, we're going to have the 4-star Moonlight Hero Summon improvements. And I think I did a video on this again. I'm not going to go over this entirely, but basically you can set your pity to 4-star, and at 110 you'll be guaranteed the 4-star. I really think this is a 100% whale mechanic, and if you are not an absolute whale or a big dolphin, I think this is something you just completely ignore. Or like, if you love somebody as much as Araminta and then that person gets a 4-star, that's when you might want to use it. But this is so wasteful in terms of the grand scheme of things of getting 5-star MLs that I really don't think it's an option unless you're hardcore whaling. And then we have Mystic Summon Revamp Check Event. So we're going to be getting 400 Mystics as well here for another check-in. That's the second check-in, and I think there's one more, by the way. Might be wrong, but I think there's one more. So you do get some stuff here, which is pretty sweet. Then we get the Coin Shop Rotation with Cecilia, ML Ken, Designer Lilibet, and Rowana. And I had people saying in chat while the stream was going that ML Ken is the worst ML5, and I think you're crazy. I think he's still a really good unit. A lot of people, not a lot, but a couple people in Mangoville still use ML Ken regularly for Guild War offense. He just walls so many different comps. This one's insane. So Guild Shop is changing the worth of stuff, basically. So we are getting 50 Mystic Medals a week for 200 armbands. That's pretty good. That's 4 pulls a month, you know. That's an extra 12, 24, 36, 48 pulls a year. That's a quarter of a pity, you know, it's something. That's amazing. We then have gold transmit stones, are not going to cost 600 now. They're going to cost 300, and you're going to be able to buy 2 of them per week, which is also insane. And then we have the special element summon ticket, Earth, Fire, and Ice here, which you can buy for 100 each 5 times per week. And I don't recommend these unless you need a very specific unit. Like maybe you save them for when a new unit comes out. I have no idea. But either way, Commander armbands are pretty hard to get, so I'm curious how fast we're going to run out of these now. But Mystic Metals Gold Transmit seems insane to buy. And then we have, what does this say? Guild War Resolution Season opening on the 4th. Cool. That's exciting. Get more points. We all need more points. And then we have a customizable group summon preview. And this is basically... you're going to be able to build your own summon. You're going to be able to pick 3 characters that have been released under certain conditions, like I believe no collab unit, and I believe they had to have had a rerun in the last 6 months or something like that if they're a limited unit. But you can mash them all together into one thing, which is fantastic, and they will come with their artifacts. So you can pick, for example, Landy, Holiday Euphine, and Surmia or something like that as your 3. Pretty good thing for newer players looking to get specific units. And we can see here heroes that were featured in its first rerun at least 6 months ago. That's one of the things here. And Covenant heroes have to be summonable for the last 6 months as well. We also see here that heroes are 120 Star Mirage coins, artifacts are 100, and artifacts are 240 powder and knowledge. So this means if you are somebody like me and you don't need any banners at all, you have no intention of summoning on anything that isn't new, but you still need an artifact, you can plop them there into the summoning thing and then just buy the artifact with powder and knowledge. You don't have to summon at all. So that's one use somebody like me might get out of this system. And there's more. Are you ready for this one? Boom! Epic 7 Guilty Gear Strive collab is coming back. And this is not Guilty Gear whatever the heck we had. This is Guilty Gear Strive. the new game that came out. I'm hoping for Totsugeki. They said one new unit will be coming. They did not say who it was, so I'll probably have a video in the next couple days going over all the GG Strive characters. Mei is by far my favorite. I hate fighting games. I really dislike fighting games, but I watched so many people play Mei because it was just so much fun to me to watch them Totsugeki spam and just ruin everybody's life. It was so much fun. So I'm really hoping for Mei. I'm really hoping it's not Kai Kisuke. I know a lot of people will hate me for that because he's a very popular character, but I think he's kind of boring compared to already having Sol, you know. I'm really hoping for Totsugeki, Mei, or Ram Lethal might be another one. Having 2 collab units named Ram Lethal is very, very, very popular, and Ino is in that game as well. So there's so many different things we can get. And I'm not sure who they've gotten with DLC recently either. I haven't been keeping up, and we will look at that soon. So yeah, that's it. That's a lot of... No, just kidding. Twitch drops. This is very important. This is something I would be jumping on instantly if I was streaming still, but I am not. Basically, Twitch drops are going to be on Twitch. We're going to get some cool stuff, and this is just a tester realm, right? So these are just the first 4 setups. So basically, you have to watch somebody on strip. You have to watch somebody strip. I mean, I guess that's what Twitch is anyway. You have to watch somebody on Twitch and for 15 minutes that has drops enabled, and you're going to get these rewards on day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. They haven't announced who it's going to be, but most importantly, this is the world's first mobile game collaborating with Twitch drops. And if you've been playing Lost Ark recently, or have at least been following the internet and Twitch, you'll know how massive Lost Ark has been on Twitch. And partly that is due to drops, because it forces people to go onto Twitch and just watch, or at least keep their tab minimized and muted to get that item in the game. And Smilegate, the reason why I mentioned Lost Ark is because they're both Smilegate games. So I'm really happy about this. I'm really hoping this brings an influx of players in, and I'm really excited for the people that are still streaming, and you know, it's awesome. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.